hello, we have another events rewards challenge, and I know people have some mixed opinions on these because they are a lot of work and they do cause a lot of anxiety if you're one of those people that's like, oh boy, tasks in a limited time, and I understand that because I can't deal with the release of new packs for the same reason, which is why I don't talk about them. But this one I actually did kind of like because Emmett is kind of cool and the gameplay isn't just like repackaging stuff that we already have, like we kind of did with the ambrosia. Like we already knew how to make ambrosia, it was just kind of like a walkthrough. This stuff felt a little different, and I love being a detective, and so does Kent apparently. Also, Kent is back for this one, obviously. In a grand old time. I do try to change his outfit every time, and this time I was a little bored with some of the stuff, like challenge-wise, because I kind of like hash these out. So I did add a little more like gameplay into it, so I'll talk about that too. But this is our what not to do. So I'm going to give you a few tips from the beginning here, which is please make sure that you're not like me and you forget to take off work and then your sim just immediately leaves the lot to go to work, because that's what happened at the beginning of this. Also, you're probably going to need a computer, some friends, an elder at one point, which was our toughest problem, and we'll deal with that, and a TV. So those are just some helpful right off the bat things that you don't want to be without. You have to talk to a lot of people, and Kent doesn't have a lot of friends, and a lot of these require you to be friendly with these people, except for one of them, so make sure you have friends. I guess that's my, like, don't use Kent automatic question there. You'll see me to take a few screenshots. Sorry about that. It's part of the recording process for me. I don't like taking them out. Honestly though, at some point here, we do make it through talking to all of the strangers, and I love when I like find sims from my other challenges. This is amazing. Anyway, you have to go to Magnolia Park, and I was really scared because I replaced Magnolia Park with this like camping lot, but it totally works. He'll go wherever the Magnolia lot is, just doesn't matter what build is on it, which was amazing. Also, once you introduce yourself to him, he will show up in your friends panel, so you can lock the camera by clicking on him in the friends panel. You can invite him over, which didn't work for me, unfortunately, because I have something bugged in my game where I can't invite people over to the lot sometimes. So that was kind of a bummer. I did have a couple bugs in this, and I'll definitely talk about those, but enjoy the scenery because it's beautiful. That was one of the things I put in here, which is wild. These are my notes I took, which is enjoy the scenery. Anyway, Emmett is a juice fizzer, so they had that in common, which is just, like, blew my mind, honestly. You could also, like, I didn't do this, and this is my tip because I didn't do this. Just travel with people all the time. You're gonna need them a bunch, and it's not worth, like, inviting them over the lot. You have to go to so many lots where it asks you to travel. Just add people when you go. This is actually, we're already in week 2, and I didn't really get through all the stuff, but don't dig in the rain. This actually applies to week 2 as well, because the comfort level to dig was one of my worst parts of this. He kept being too uncomfortable to dig, and then I couldn't find places, and then they'd disappear. It was a problem. But you do get to accuse people of time travel, and I chose the Goths because, honestly, it fits. And I chose Future Past Museum because it just felt very meta for this one, and I got really into like the sciencey thing. I changed him into an outfit with gloves. The aesthetic just made the vibe so real for me when he was doing his research on the computer with his little gloves going clickety clickety click. So have fun with it is one of my advices, because I've not been having fun because I do them so fast. Also, if I have any tips and tricks that I get from week 3 and week 4, I will either make another video or I will post them in the comments on this one. But yeah, that was my main one. I actually made it through all of my notes up to this point in the video, so I'm very proud of myself on this. You do honestly have so many needs to take care of with your child. With your sim, so I just started doing all the things I needed by adding them to the lots with things that I thought would be, like, in a museum, which was the computers, which you saw. And then I was like, you know what, Kent doesn't know how to make friends, and he really likes this Emmett guy, so we're just gonna like pretend to be him, which is hilarious because this week 2 is the week where you get to have his like outfit as a reward. But that's why you see him change his hair color to blue. He's like that kid that just like copied people to be popular, even though he hates everybody and doesn't really want to be popular. Here is my first main issue I had. We could not meet an elder. No nobody was showing up. I don't know if my world just doesn't have a lot of elders. So I thought I'll cheat. I'll shift click, and then I forgot to put full edit mode on, so you'll see me go back and put full edit mode on. But when you go into cast, it launches you out of the space that you're in and back into your home. So then it was like a lot of loading screens. So I don't recommend this. Please don't do this unless you absolutely have to, because not only by the time I actually did get this man into cast and make him into an elder, and I totally eldered him out and everything, he was gone. He had become a ghost as soon as I made him an elder. I don't know if it's a bug from the actual like events reward, which is something that happened later on where it was like an item didn't work because the reward thing was happening. But I don't recommend this. Don't cheat it. If you want to do gameplay, you could do, like, if your sim is a gardener, you could do the flower arranging skill where it ages them up with the, I think it's the death flower. And then you could get an adult to become an elder that way, or if you do get them to become an elder the cheaty way and they become a ghost like this for you as well, it does work, but you need to have a good relationship, because now you can't invite them over to lot, so you need to start a hangout with them, which I did with Daddy Zeus. Oh my gosh, Daddy Zeus is gone. He's a ghost. He's left this world because I chose to edit him, and that really hurts my soul. You'll see it in a sec. I'm talking ahead of what's actually happening on the video, so I do apologize for that. But anyway, that is a major tip and trick of what not to do that Kent and I found out, and we are here to tell you not to do it, because it was awful and it wasted a lot of my time, and I got so frustrated and I started hating this thing, which is no good, because this is to have fun. This is literally what I do for fun. So yeah, make sure you have fun while you're doing this. Also, just like make a friend with an elder if you see them in week 1. Make friends with an elder, please. I beg of you. It was awful. I hated it. I didn't have any friends. Anyway, I did try to spice it up a little this time. I don't know if I did a good job, but you know what? You'll see. I did a few things. We got to the point finally. Oh my gosh, am I still trying to find an elder? Hold on. We will talk through it. Let me see if there's anything I can help with that has nothing to do with what's happening on the camera. No, that's all my notes. Oh my gosh, I swear. Yeah, also, because they became a ghost, they disappeared from the lot. I couldn't find an urn. I couldn't find a gravestone. It was genuinely one of the worst, like, little weird glitchy things that has happened to me in The Sims in a while. I am proud to say my game has not been bugging for, like, a solid few months. Not to say that things have been working, but it hasn't been bugging. Anyway, I guess I can talk about the upcoming pack. I'm probably not gonna buy it. I might buy it, but I am making builds that you could put some of the stuff in, so I'm kind of excited to buy it, but it just feels really expensive and redundant, and it should have been a refresh for Get to Work, and everybody knows it. So, oh, here we go. I finally made Daddy Zeus into an elder. Oh my gosh, the loading screens. At least it's fast forwarded, and then just so many loading screens. Like, why did I do this to myself? I don't understand. Finally, we will make a hangout, and he does count as an elder, even as a ghost, so that was worthwhile. But for some reason, he stopped, like, wanting to hang out with me after this. Like, we had full friendship, and we got one hangout in, and I did ask him all the things that I needed to for the task, but I just, like, honestly, don't do this to someone you love in the game, because it messes everything up forever, so don't do that. Anyway, we finally get to the research. This is, honestly, you need a computer. I mean, just download this lot. I made it for the last one, sort of-ish. It's on the gallery. It's a community resource center. It has most of the things you're gonna need that aren't at Magnolia Promenade. But yeah, so we did finally, I was also gonna say, make sure you're near a bed. This is something I totally forgot. I gave up on the whole napping on a couch thing for realism, and I had to edit this entire room just to give myself a bed, because my gosh, the amount of sleep that this sim needed in the middle of all these tasks was ridiculous. So yeah, make sure your time traveling research sim gets a lot of sleep. Also, I don't know what happened to this door. I'm very upset about it. Like, things have been disappearing from me in builds that I've been working on for forever, and if I uploaded it without a door, that's gonna piss me off so much because I had a door there. It always had a door. Anyway, that was another bug. Okay, you know what? My game has been bugging, but just that one, and only like yesterday or like the last week has it happened to me. Alright, and then we get to these shards that you have to search for. And I do actually have a tip for you here. It says like you can find them in fridges, in computers, and in couches. You can also find them in beds, in bars, and in toilets from all of the ones I found until I got to them. I had to search so many. I thought it would be super easy. No, I think I searched every computer, every fridge on this lot. I didn't even realize about the bars or the toilets until the very end. Luckily, I had found them by then. But it was actually quite a lot, so yeah, be prepared for that. If you want to make a treasure hunt out of it and make it like a fun thing to do, you can, but I did not, and it was not a great time. So you know what? Maybe try that instead. Instead of just like searching everything as like a queued task thing. It was a sad way to play this, I'm not gonna lie. And then I had to take another nap, and then I had to eat, and then I had to use the bladder. I had to use the toilet. Yeah, taking care of a Sim's needs in the middle of this is hard work. It was kind of like doing the detective career, except with none of the simoleons. No, literally, I got to, and it just was like, nothing found, and then finally I was like, let me check other places. It said there were other places. They were not the places I expected, but I found one in the bar, so that was great. And now we have to show Emmett, and then I couldn't find him until I remembered you can lock camera by looking at people in your friends panel. So that's where that tip came from. We learned the hard way. I do this for you guys. Also, ignore his hot weather outfit because we do not talk about it. But yeah, you have to talk to Emmett a lot. I've heard some people added him to their household, and it bugged their game, but other people added him to their household. Y'all are playing wild out here. Added him to their household to have kids with him, and that was fine. So you just be careful and make sure you save a lot. There's another one. Make sure you save a lot while you're doing this. Luckily, my game did not crash, but you never know. And we're back, and I don't even know why I came back to the museum, because I was meant to go to the library. The library and the museum are, like, constant in week 2. I don't know if they will be in week 3. I'll let you know. Oh, also, y'all know how to read a book, so I'm going to talk about the second task, which is repair something while level handiness. You should get a handiness in your rewards, like, that you claim, so make sure you claim it, because then you can just read the book. But if you took the Scrooge trait, you can sabotage a toilet, but you can always prank a toilet, and that will break something for you to repair. Super easy. Don't worry about finding something that's already broken. Toilets are the way to go. And then this is the thing that drove me nuts. Chess tables, for some reason, I googled it. People have had this problem when any sort of, like, event is going on, like a party or one of these event rewards challenges where chess tables say that the sim doesn't have permission to use them. I don't know why, but chess tables are a big thing for logic, so I couldn't get past that for trying to exercise my mind with logic. I was like, chess table. Anyway, you can also do a puzzle, which is also at this lot, if you want this lot. You can do a puzzle, you can do a telescope, you can read a logic book. So if you run into the same problem, these were kind of the go-to things that I did to get my logic exercised, my mind exercised for this task to finally check it off. But you're gonna watch me for the next like 5 minutes try to figure this out. I put in a chess table, I deleted the chess table, I tried to play with somebody. It will let you play with somebody, and then that person will start playing, but you're still not allowed. So it was a very strange experience, and this man's needs were so low, and I was so frustrated, so that was great. But since you don't need to hear me talk about the same thing I just talked about, I'll talk about the next things, which are finding these elements. I actually thought, you know what, I'm going to probably have to check in with Emmett again. Let me go find these elements at Magnolia Promenade. Don't do that. Wasn't great. They have like 1 dig spot, maybe 2. Also, this lot specifically in wait, what is this world called? I want to say San Francisco, because that's what it's based off. You know what? Whatever this world is called, this lot specifically, actually everywhere in this world, does not have great dig spots, so don't look here. But it does recommend you go look in Oasis Springs at the desert park, whatever it's called. And they do have a lot of good dig spots there, and it's also very pretty there, and you can visit the, like, hidden world, too, if you want to make that part of your, like, storytelling with this whole futures, past, time travel thing. But if not, there are 2 other lots that you can go to, and I'm actually going to wait to talk about them for a second, so you're going to have to struggle with me a little bit on the chess set thing here. Actually, I might just clip to... No, I won't clip. I was going to say I'm just going to clip to me talking about the thing I was talking about, but then you're going to miss me dealing with all the loading screens and going to other worlds, and you'll have to go through this with me, because that's also part of why I do this. But the puzzle worked. It was a grand old time. I picked like a science-y puzzle. I really was trying to like get into the like theme of this one. I picked a science-y puzzle to do it with. It did get my logic skill up enough that it was at level 2, so then I went out and I did the telescope after I made like a quick lunch. I don't know. Here's something that bugs... You know what? We're going to go on a tangent. Here's something that bugs me. My sim does not like people. He's never liked people. Also, excuse me for my build. I learned a few new build things and I had to fix this kitchen, so just ignore it. But why do people talk to me when I'm not a friendly person? Why is that something that the game just like automatically is like, yeah, that sounds like a great autonomous thing to do. Let the mean person who hates people get talked to by strangers and engage with them constantly. I do realize that that is somewhat realistic, now that I'm saying it out loud. Because people do talk to people that they shouldn't be talking to. Also, why does this stupid freeze do this on corners? I don't understand. I left it. I had to leave it. Okay, there we go. Tangent done. All over. Fantastic. We checked that one off. Also, if you need to purchase an electronic part, you can do it on the computer in order. It's at like the very end. Everything is alphabetical in the menus. Also, young Sana died, which was horrifying. He's from a very, very earlier episode of testing mad scientist things, which is actually what this orange build is from. It's a scary, spooky gem where we locked people in rooms and we tested how to lose weight in, or change your body type, either one, whatever you need, in The Sims. So, young Sana passed, and I'm kind of scared to find out why. But anyway, we're back at Magnolia Promenade because I thought I would try. I remembered there being 2 dig spots over here. Also, you don't find these elements right away. You have to look a bunch. I think I did like 15 dig spots to be able to actually get these elements that I needed, which wasn't my favorite thing in the world. Excuse me while I just try to read how do you pronounce that word? Epitaph? Is that correct? I started fishing because, like, when you read the little collect plutonium thing, it says you can just put it on 3 speed and dig spots will pop up. They don't. It's not worth your time. Don't do it. But Oasis Springs, you're going to find with me, does actually have them, so I'll show you all the spots to go to there, and I'll also show you where the hidden world is, but you do need to have upgrades skills to like 10, I think. So there's 2 here in the back, and then if you go back like and then to the right, what is that? East? I don't do east. Anyway, there is actually a toilet over there, which is nice. There's a bunch of fishing spots, and then there's all these little dig spots as well. And then up on the hidden ridge, I think we missed it. Up on the hidden ridge over here, there's a little, yeah, that thing right there with a bunch of wood panels. That's where one of the hidden worlds is, if you didn't know that already. That's kind of been a long-known thing since The Sims came out. But if you didn't know, that's how you get there. But now we're going to go to somewhere I actually learned has a bunch of dig spots, and you're going to get to see some of the builds I've been working on sort of in the corner. But this park right here, that's in Del Sol Valley, they have like 10 dig spots, and I learned this with my Con Queen challenge, which I will restart, I promise, but she passed away and it was a whole thing. So this is finally where I found, I think, one of them, and then I was like, you know what, we're going to get into this. We are researching time travel, so I made him into a scientist. And I had him join the science career, and then we waited. We waited a long time for work to start so that I could join him, because there are a bunch of places to find elements on that lot where you get to be Lab technician, that's the word. Anyway, we came to the spooky gym finally because I was like, man needs to work out. He ate so many sweets during the ambrosia challenge that his entire body like ballooned up basically. So we've been on a fitness goal this year with Kent. Also, I'm so scared for him to become an elder. I don't want to talk about it. I'm not going to deal with it. Our cats are all slowly becoming elders. That was also a video. I adopted all the cats and I made them into one giant mega weird cat. Oh, you know what? We've come a long way on this channel. I'm very proud of us. But we're almost there. Working 5 hours. I think he ends up just like napping up top. You know what? Also, if you didn't catch the video, treadmill. Treadmill's the best way to lose weight in The Sims. There's nothing beats it. Just don't even bother unless you're trying to gain a bunch of muscles and like make things realistic for yourself and immersive. But we finally make it. We get to go to work. They're all usually in the back of the lot. Actually learned this during my Mint Sims challenge. A lot of people have done the Mint berry, whatever, everything. My brain's just like starting to blurb at this point because I've hit the 20-minute mark and that's just how it's going to be. We made 46 simoleons, by the way, because Kent can't handle working, so if you need money, this might not be the approach for you, especially since I spent a lot of time finding the elements that I needed. And then I forgot what this lot was like because I always replace it. Also, you can replace these lots, by the way. Once you're in it, you can go into, like, I think it's BB full edit mode. It's build by full edit mode. You can look up the cheat if you need to. And then there's a bunch of them on the gallery that people have made. So I was like, I forgot where everything is, which was horrifying. But we've made it to the end, practically. So proud of us. And then that's it. This is it. We've gotten all of the rewards, and one of them is that suit. So I'm going to put Ken in it really fast in this, and he will fulfill his Emmett fantasies. I hope you learned something. Had a good time. Bye!